Good evening and welcome. We are hours away from the second phase of the Lok Sabha elections. 95 seats. Earlier it was 97, 2 seats. Now we'll not see polling tomorrow. We're going to show you on the India Today, India Elects Election Intelligence Dashboard what to look out for when these crucial states go to polls tomorrow. The big focus, of course, on Tamil Nadu and then on Karnataka. I'll be joined over the next half hour by some of the best India Today reporters who've been on the ground relentlessly tracking this election. They'll give us a sense of the mood ahead of the second phase of polling. And I also want to go across to the India Today Election Intelligence Dashboard that made waves in the first phase. Lots of very interesting insights being pulled out of the EI dashboard. Let's see what it has to say about phase 2. Remember, this is where the second phase of polling will happen. All of Tamil Nadu except Vellore, where elections have been countermanded. There's half of Karnataka. There's a very substantial part of Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, some seats in Orissa. Once again, a little bit of Uttar Pradesh. And then there is Bihar and West Bengal. So let's just take you through first the past results. In 2014, of these 95 seats, the NDA has 33, the UPA 15, others have 47. In 2009, the NDA had 27, the UPA 44, others at 24. Let's take a look at what kind of voting percentages are expected here. In 2014, if you look at the entire second phase, 70% voting was witnessed in these 95 seats. In 2009, 63% voting was witnessed. Remember, it was interesting that in the first phase, it's not as if voting percentages skyrocketed, they didn't. In most constituencies, either they were the same as 2014 or they actually came down. Net, the trend was downwards. Very interesting to see who a downward trend hurts the most. I want to go to Tamil Nadu and show you what's happening in Tamil Nadu. In 2014, 80% voter turnout was witnessed in the state of Tamil Nadu. 74% in 2014 and in 2009, 73%. So it's been in the mid 70s, pretty solid. I want to go across first on the election intelligence dashboard to Shiv Arur. He's joining us from Chennai. Shiv, once again, you're in the thick of where all the action is. The AIA-DMK BJP alliance faces a sense of double anti-incumbency in Tamil Nadu. You've got a certain amount of anti-center sentiment over there. You've got a certain amount of anti-incumbency against the local government. But Piyush Goyal and the BJP think they've stitched a good alliance. Do you think that's enough for the AIA-DMK to be able to hold its own in Tamil Nadu, Shiv? How excited are viewers and voters?
It's going to be one of the most intriguing questions, Rahul. But the fact remains that, the people who are covering this election, journalists who are covering the election, analysts see this as a lifetime. In their entire lifetime, they've never seen such an intriguing election, such an interesting election, because it's almost paradigmatic in its shift. For one thing, the most visible part of it is that is the absence of the big, towering, epic personalities of Kalaignar Karunanidhi and Jayalalitha. So this is the first election post the deaths of both those, those big leaders from the AIA-DMK and the DMK, Rahul, and therefore it is pretty much, for all practical purposes, the first election in decades here in Tamil Nadu, perhaps the first ever, where personality cult and a personality-driven election is not really happening. The other big question, of course, is has the Palaniswamy government here in Tamil Nadu been able to sort of cross the hump of that double incumbency, anti-incumbency that it actually faces? There's always the question of, the Dinakaran factor. Has M.K. Stalin, who's always been waiting in the wings, been able to capitalize on the anti-incumbency post Jayalalitha's death against the AIA-DMK? But the one thing that hasn't changed at all, so much has shifted, so much flux here in Tamil Nadu, Rahul, but the one big thing that hasn't changed is money, power, and the rule of enticements, the rule of actually luring voters to vote, famously called the Tirumangalam formula, invented by the DMK many years ago, appears to be in full force. And here, India Today's reporters have been at the forefront of reporting every single aspect of this. More than 200 crores in cash has been hauled. Tamil Nadu has topped the charts in the country right now as far as the amount of money that's been, hauled by the polling officials. Liquor in copious quantities all across the state has been, has been confiscated. As you rightly pointed out, the Vellore constituency election has been countermanded. So in many ways, historic, huge changes, but money, muscle power, still very much at play, still very much the connective tissue. Definitely one of the most historic elections ever.
I want to show our viewers just how comprehensive the victory of the AIADMK in the last elections was. If I go across to our margin calculator, and here we've got a breakup of seats that were won by less than 1% votes, none of them are in Tamil Nadu. If I go next to seats that were won by less than 2% vote, again, none of them are in Tamil Nadu. Just show the map, please. Full screen map, please. Less than 5%. Again, none of them are in Tamil Nadu. A lot of the close 5% contests are in Karnataka. I'll go there in just a moment. It's only when you actually come to seats that were won by less than 20% vote share that a lot of Tamil Nadu comes into play. But basically, it wasn't a tight contest. Majority of the seats did not witness a tight contest last time, and that is crucial. I want to show you the stronghold scanner, which gives us a sense of how many of these seats are strongholds of various parties. 16 out of 95 are strongholds of various parties. Again, in Tamil Nadu, there isn't a single stronghold. And the point that I'm making is that it's easy come, easy go. The voters tend to change their minds. They swing big in either direction, and that is crucial, Shiv. It's not as if they have any one long-standing affinity. If you see the strongholds, there are some BJP strongholds in Maharashtra, there are some strongholds in Chhattisgarh as well, but in Tamil Nadu, none of the fights last time were really tight fights, and there aren't strongholds of any party. So you can win big and you can lose big. Shiv.
Huge stakes all over, like you rightly pointed out. There are no places which can be called bastions. You're absolutely right. There's a big question over what's going to happen in the northern part of Tamil Nadu, where the PMK, one of the alliance partners of the ruling party here in Tamil Nadu, has been able to very usefully stitch up. But you're absolutely right. Everything is up for grabs simply because the compelling presence of people like Kalaignar Karunanidhi and Jayalalitha is completely absent. So the very way in which elections are fought, the way in which candidates are projected, the way in which candidates are now much more, visible, as opposed to the kind of election material in which it was only Karunanidhi and Jayalalitha who were visible and never really about the candidates, is something that has shifted completely. And that's perhaps why the very nature of the fight has actually changed, Rahul. It's going to be very interesting to see how many of these constituencies change, and whether after this election some of these places actually become bastions.
The interesting thing in Tamil Nadu, though, is just how urban the state has got. Of the 95 seats where polling will happen tomorrow, 45 are urban. And when I go into Tamil Nadu, you will find that 27 out of the 38 seats are urban constituencies. So Tamil Nadu clearly a highly urbanized, rapidly urbanizing state, and that changes some of the dynamics at play as well. The other big state where there's a lot of focus is right above Tamil Nadu, the state of Karnataka, where 14 states, half the states go to poll. My colleague Nagarjun Dwarkana joins us from Bengaluru. I want to show you the past results. Remember, the BJP had done reasonably well in the 2014 election. 6 seats here for them. 6 for the UPA, 2 for the others, and they need to do well despite the fact that this time there is a JDS Congress alliance. 70% is the voting that was witnessed on these 14 seats in 2014, and in 2009 there was 63% voting. There's a lot at stake for the BJP because most of the south, the BJP isn't doing particularly well. If they hope to repeat what they did in Karnataka last time, it's very important, Nagarjun, that the JDS Congress alliance flop, because if it comes together and that arithmetic lends itself to some chemistry, it becomes really difficult for the BJP in Karnataka. What's your sense of how excited voters are at this time?
Well, true, Rahul. In fact, if the alliance really does well in this Lok Sabha elections, it's clear positive result for the Gathbandhan. And also what the BJP is trying to look at is it's become a two-way battle with the alliance forming as one side. The BJP, where it's not formidable party in the southern Karnataka, especially in the old Mysore region, is trying to, if not win the seats there, like especially in Mysore, Mandya and Chamrajnagar, they're not a formidable party there. If not at least win the seat, at least they can build the party there. While on the other hand, JDS and Congress are hoping that the arithmetic that together are more than BJP. If you compare Bangalore South for an example, JDS and Congress votes are more than what Anant Kumar gained in 2014. That is good enough for them to beat a strong constituency like Bangalore South for BJP is what the Congress and JDS is hopeful. But how much of the at ground will the workers or the cadres will still be together and the voters will still vote for the same candidate? We have still seen till last 2 days the JDS is unhappy with Congress candidate, Congress workers are unhappy with JDS candidate. So this chemistry will have to work to make sure that the BJP will have to be defeated at least in the southern Karnataka, which is the stronghold of both Congress and JDS, be it Chikbalapur, Bangalore Rural, Mandya, Hassan. These are the constituencies that BJP is trying to gain momentum, and the caste arithmetic is also quite important for BJP this time around. They have also fielded enough number of Vokaligas to make sure that they give a tough fight to both JDS and Congress.
Okay, I want to show you how many of the seats in Karnataka are urban. There are 7 urban seats out of the 14 seats that go to polls tomorrow. 7 of them are urban pockets in Karnataka. So Bangalore Central, Bangalore North, Bengaluru Rural, Bengaluru South, Dakshina Kannada, Kolar and Mysuru. So 7 of these seats are urban seats. I want to go across now and show you the Bellweather seats. Remember, it's interesting that a Bellweather seat is essentially a seat that's picked the party that ended up in power at the center in every election for the last 5 elections. That's our definition of Bellweather seats, and we've got only one Bellweather seat coming up for polls tomorrow. That's Dharmapuri. Dharmapuri in Tamil Nadu, where the PMK won in 2014, an alliance partner of the BJP. In 2009 it was the DMK, then PMK won in 2004, 1999 again the PMK, 1998 it was the PMK as well. So it's been a solid seat. We've got Gopi joining us from Tuticorin. Gopi, your sense of the mood in this crucial state, all eyes tomorrow will be very clearly on Tamil Nadu. Your sense of how excited voters are. There's a lot of talk about how cash is being used, IT raids, the election commission getting involved. Lots of clash floating around in the skies, in the beds, in the rooms of Tamil Nadu tonight.
Well, absolutely, Rahul. As we are getting closer to the polling time or the polling day, things are getting really exciting and heated up, because recently we had this raid by the IT conducted at the residence of Kanimuri, the DMK candidate from Tuticorin. And also when we are talking about Tamil Nadu, Tuticorin is going to be one important constituency where all eyes will be on. It is actually, for the first reason, for the kind of candidates which are actually fighting and contesting from this constituency. Tuticorin is one of the very few seats from where DMK and BJP will be having a direct fight. 2 of their prominent leaders, Kanimuri, is coming into the election arena for the first time, and she will be facing off with the BJP state chief. For both the parties, both the alliances, it's going to be a prestige battle. And more importantly, what are the issues on which this election is fought in Tuticorin? We have seen what happened in Tuticorin in last year, where there was a firing against a crowd which was protesting against a Sterlite copper plant. Many people lost their lives, and certainly we will have to see when the polling comes and when the result comes, will there be an anti-incumbency? Will the DMK be able to catch in on that anti-incumbency, or will the BJP pull out a surprise by opening yet another seat in Tamil Nadu? We will certainly have to wait and watch, but certainly, Rahul, all eyes will be on this very constituency when we are discussing about the elections in all 97 seats, and it's actually because of these 2 reasons, for the candidates and also for the local issues on which these elections will be fought on Tuticorin. Back to you.
Thanks, Gopi. Remember, there was that big raid by the Income Tax Department at the residence of Kanimori. They didn't find any cash there. That's a bit embarrassing. High stakes also in Orissa, where there are 5 seats out of the 21 that are going to polls tomorrow. Bargarh, Bolangir, Kanmahel and Sundargarh and Aska. Manogya Loiwal joins us from there. We saw a big roadshow by the Prime Minister, Amit Shah, going all guns out. They're hoping that the Kamal will bloom in the coast of Orissa. You've been travelling the state. What's your sense of whether Orissa is willing to move away from Naveen Patnaik's grip or not just yet?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if the state springs up surprises. It is a clash of titans, Rahul, not just about Prime Minister Narendra Modi versus Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik, but also 19 years of anti-incumbency that he has stalled continuously one after the other. This is one of the high-pitched battles that we would see this year. Sundargarh has been one seat that has always been with BJP for more than 3 terms, but it would be interesting to watch. Despite 21 seats that are there across the state of Orissa, this is the only seat that they had even when there was a Modi wave across the country in 2014. With Jwal Oram contesting here and the tribal votes being divided into various parts, with George Tirke as well as Sunita Biswal, who's the daughter of former Chief Minister from Congress but recently joined BJD. A lot of rebellion that you see on this seat. But Bolangir would be something interesting to watch, the clash of royals you can call it, with Kalikesh Singh Dev from BJD and of course sister-in-law fighting from another party. But not just that, what we have seen is the self-help group, because the entire BJD has been banking extremely upon the women vote bank that they have, courtesy the self-help empowerment that they've done in past more than 1 decade. You have to give into it that Naveen Patnaik's schemes that they have implemented during his regime have benefited the women extremely well on ground zero. 45% of women across the state out of 1.5 crore women in the state vote for him and have been doing so. But with the assembly elections also on where the permutation combination will swing would be interesting to watch. One more seat, Kandhamal, with 2008 riots when the BJD and BJP parted ways from each other over the murders from Christian community as well as Hindu community. This time they have fielded a Rajya Sabha candidate, Achyuta Samanta, from there. So was it a crisis in BJD to send such candidates, or was it a very planned move to ensure that the 25% tribals across the state vote for them in this election? Very interesting, very pitched battle, and of course the kind of campaigns that you've seen, high profile campaigns, which has never been before. And as she was pointing it out, it is definitely the most interesting and intriguing elections that you would have ever covered in Orissa.
Okay, it's interesting. Orissa has generally been a low-key state. Naveen Babu sweeps. This time though, the BJP hoping to make major inroads and they're going all guns blazing. A very crucial state tomorrow is Uttar Pradesh. Mixed signals emerging from Uttar Pradesh after phase 1. Palami Saha joins us from Mathura. There are 8 seats out of 80. There were 8 seats in the first phase as well. 8 seats tomorrow as well, just outside of Western Uttar Pradesh. Agra, Aligarh, Amroha, Bulandshahr, Fatehpur Sikri, Hathras, Mathura and Nagina. These are the constituencies, and we've got Palami Saha in Mathura. She's joining us. And remember, Palami, we've seen all kinds of bizarre things happening in Mathura. We've had Hema Malini campaigning. She's had a sickle. She's been like Basanti out in the farms. Lots of social media memes. But how strong has the campaigning been, and what's it looking like on the ground, Palami?
Absolutely. Hema Malini has been the favorite of social media all through this election campaign. Probably one of those candidates who's been watched very keenly by mainstream media and social media just for the sheer value of entertainment, as some put it. She put out. Obviously, she brushes it off very easily and says that, you know, you want photo ops, you want me to pose, I'm a celebrity, I know I'm an actor, I do so, I oblige you. So she's not letting that affect her. She says that she's done work on the ground, and that will count come polling day, which is of course tomorrow. Yes, it has been a very close contest over here in Mathura between Hema Malini, who's the sitting member of parliament from Mathura. She defeated RLD's Jayan Chaudhary, who was then the sitting member of parliament in 2014, and won by a record 3.5 lakh votes, almost 3.5 lakh votes in 2014. Today, of course, she's pitted against a joint Gathbandhan candidate from RLD again, this time Narendra Singh, who believes that he's got maximum votes in his kitty. He claims to have 54% votes in his kitty, and that he will be defeating Hema Malini. The crucial factor, of course, will be the Jat vote and the Thakur vote. Now, which way these votes are swinging is becoming a little difficult to predict, because they're not exactly revealing which way they're going to go. And that's exactly what I witnessed during the first phase in Baghpat as well. They were not being very candid about which way their vote is going to go. So both sides claiming they've got it in their kitty, but it's very crucial, and that is extremely that was evident by the fact that in the final push of her campaign, Rahul, Hema Malini brought out her husband, Dharmendra, to come and campaign for her in Mathura. And he came here and he addressed a huge crowd of the Jat community and obviously charmed them with obviously dialogues and all of that. But will that work eventually? That remains to be seen. We'll find out on May 23rd.
You know, it's interesting where you got these seats with VIP MPs who hardly ever show up, how voters are very entertained and they somehow tend to believe in what's being said. But then for 5 years, most of these MPs are gone as well. Kamlesh Sutar is with us in Sholapur. We've got 10 seats out of 48 going to polls tomorrow. So Akola, Amravati, Bid, Buldana, Hingoli, Latur, Nanded, Osmanabad, Parbhani and Sholapur. Sholapur is where Kamlesh Sutar is at this time. Kamlesh, drought is a major problem here. We've been seeing some of the reports you've been filing a lot of contest for water. How bad is the situation? What are the concerns of the voters as they go to polls tomorrow?
Well, yes, water remains the core issue here in Marathwada region, and Solapur, which is on the verge of Marathwada, it joins Marathwada and Western Maharashtra. Solapur is going to be the crucial seat, and water issue, scarcity of water is the main issue. But in the campaign that we covered last week, Rahul, that hasn't featured in most of the campaigns. The campaign here has been around issues like the Balakot attack or issues of farmers. Though the opposition has been trying to rake up the issue, we've seen Prime Minister Narendra Modi coming here. In fact, just 100 kilometers away from here in the Mada constituency, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a rally today. Nada goes to the polls in the third phase, and the Prime Minister spoke about issues like he being targeted for his caste origins. But the real issue remains unaddressed by the political class here. Apart from that, the most important factor here is Marathwada is where the Shiv Sena and BJP are having 4 seats each at this point. The 10 seats that go to poll, and 2 are held by the Congress at this point in time, and only 2 seats that the Congress was able to win in 2014 are from Marathwada region, Nanded and Hingoli. Ashok Chavan, former Chief Minister of Maharashtra and the President of the Maharashtra Congress, will be contesting from Nanded, and Hingoli, Rajiv Satav, former President of the Youth Congress, National President. He is the sitting MP there, but he is not contesting this time since he is the in charge of Gujarat this year. But other important faces would be Preetam Munde, who had won by the highest number of margin in the history last time when she won the by-elections.
So we'll have a lot more to talk about Kamlesh tomorrow as well. But I want to go across, last but not least, before we end this broadcast, to Rohit Singh. He's tracking Bihar for us. And Bihar also going to polls dheere dheere, aista aista. 5 out of 40 seats tomorrow. Banka, Bhagalpur, Katihar, Kishanganj, Purnia. Rohit, you know, it's almost as they're dragging it out. Most states like our Tamil Nadu Bureau will be done with their election work tomorrow, whereas our Bihar Bureau needs to work all the way through. So tough luck there. Give us a sense of,
yes, Rahul, 7 phases of elections to take place in Bihar. But as far as tomorrow's vote is concerned, yes, Rahul, as I told you, in the first phase, all the 4 seats belong to the NDA, and in the second phase, out of 5, 4 belong to the Mahagathbandhan. And what is very important is the fact that elections are taking place in the Simanchal region, a region which has Purnia, Katihar, Kishanganj, heavily Muslim-dominated areas. Purnia and Katihar sees almost 35 to 40% Muslim population, while Kishanganj sees a whopping 70% plus Muslim population. So obviously it's going to be the Muslim voters who are going to decide the fate of a lot of candidates tomorrow in the Simanchal region when the second phase of voting will take place. And obviously big test for JDU and Nitish Kumar, because remember, BJP has not fielded even a single candidate at these 5 seats. All the seats have been conceded by the BJP to the JDU. So it's the major test for Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, who is obviously facing flags for severing ties with the RJD in 2017 and forming government with the BJP. So obviously Muslim voters are upset with Nitish Kumar, and very, very interesting to see as to which way they will be voting. And one more thing I would like to add is that Asauddin Owaisi of the MIM, he has also fielded one candidate in Kishanganj. So Owaisi is also trying his luck to expand his party's base in Bihar.
I'm going to leave it over there. Shiv, Kamlesh, Palami, Nagarjun, Manogya, Gopi, Rohit Singh and our entire battery of reporters will be live from 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, tracking the second phase of elections. 95 seats, very, very crucial, especially in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, where a large bulk of these seats are. We'll be tracking this election like absolutely nobody else is, with the kind of insights that you can only pick up from the India Today Election Intelligence Dashboard, the most powerful election supercomputer ever set up. So I hope you can join us tomorrow morning and catch our coverage all through the day. Thank you for tuning in. We'll have a lot more for you on the other side. Stay with us.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.